Good evening. Welcome to Ultra TV and the Tuesday show.
Really echoey.
It's
There we
really
go.
You have
Okay.
the video.
I'm
Play
Ultra
back on.
David.
Hey everybody, I'm Sajam.
Tasty Steve.
And James Chen. How's everybody going?
Don't you usually call yourself jchensor?
No, I always just say James Chen.
Come
I
on,
gave
man.
up now. I mean, look.
What kind of relationship is this?
Here's what I do. I say Ultra David, and then I completely tune the rest out until it's my turn to talk again.
Yeah, that
pretty
makes
much,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, it's like Digital Devil 4GK, right? It just
Oh.
didn't live.
What a name.
It just didn't live.
FRQ.
How could it have named, honestly?
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
we're going to talk all about the Evo Games lineup. I have this shirt on in honor of it, and you know what? It's
I have
some
mine on, too.
contentious stuff in there.
It's a double
Look at
because of
this,
Tekken.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk all about that. That's, I'm sure, going to be the bulk of the show. That's what we're going to lead off with, certainly. Well, we're also going to talk about the Injustice 2 beta, which, if not for Evo, I'm sure we'll be talking about.
That would
because
be the main thing.
That is pretty sick. It's out right now. You can actually play it if you have the beta code. That's sick. We'll also talk about the Genesis 4 results. We'll talk about some other stuff. We'll see, but let's start off with the big thing.
Evo Games lineup.
So today was the day that people will cheer and hearts will be broken and salt will be spilled.
Yeah.
The
Mad
Evo
salt.
Evo 2017 lineup was announced tonight
Yeah.
on a special broadcast at the Red Bull Studios
Yeah.
on Red Bull Esports, twitch.tv/Red Bull Esports, and yeah. There's definitely some interesting things going on in there. There's definitely some interesting things, and before we even start with anything, I always really want to preface this night because, like I said, there's going to be a lot of angry people. There's
Sure.
going to be a lot of upset people. But remember, all the games that got in there have a bunch of fans in there that are happy for their game as well. If you want to promote your game because it didn't make it in there, you know, feel free to be mad that it's not in there. Feel free to say my game is great and everything. Feel free to say we're gonna organize the most kick-ass side tournament ever. But let's I mean, this is a pointless thing to say, but let's try not to take down other games. Like that game didn't deserve to be there. My game deserves to be in there more than this other game. Like
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable to ask people not to say that another game sucks, because I feel like the games that were left out, none of them suck.
they're
You know,
all good.
They're all
Ultra
good.
SF2 wasn't on that list, so it's not the case that all those games, none of them suck.
But what about games like ARMS?
ARMS might be sick.
But we don't even know. What if we play this game and it's like the worst game ever? Now, don't get
Totally
me wrong.
possible.
I hella want to play
That
that
would
game.
be hilarious. Me
Jesus,
too.
I want to
Me
play
too,
that
me
game.
too.
Did you see him running on top of the arm in the fight? I was already in. I'm like, damn, I
Yo,
want to
his
play.
arm- his arms
But
are
yeah,
down.
oh my god, I was
You
so
got
hyped.
The big folk, yeah, no, it looks cool. It could suck, but it looks cool.
People who played it said it's fun so far.
Yes, indeed. In any case, don't say another game sucks. I do feel like it's reasonable, as I think we'll get into, to say that maybe one of the games, whatever game you want to ascribe this to, maybe like was a questionable decision.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, Nerd Josh did remind me that one year when this fan vote was active, Melty Blood won. And a lot of people didn't even know what Melty Blood was in the scene. And they stepped up and represented their game. So make sure you guys go out there.
Was Melty Blood in the year that it was a vote?
I don't think it was one that was in the vote. When
It wasn't like the big one. It
It
wasn't
wasn't
like
like
the
Right,
big
yeah,
one.
yeah.
The Skullgirls.
It wasn't the
Smash
Skullgirls
one.
Smash
Right,
one.
right,
No,
right,
it was
right.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
okay.
you wanna just talk about the games?
Let's,
I mean,
let's talk
let's
about the
break it
games.
down.
Yeah, let's go
right?
down the
So
list.
I have the whole list here,
Sick.
just because I tweeted it all out one
Great.
by one.
Do you have the order that it was announced?
Yes,
That'd
I
be
do
cool.
have.
Sick.
Yes. So number one announced game is the obvious one. Sorry, Steve. I'm like
No, it's just
baking you. I'm baking you. But yeah, so the number one game, obvious game, Street Fighter V.
Yeah,
5,000
everybody
entrants,
knew that
yeah,
was there.
There's just there's nothing to
Surprise,
say about
surprise.
that. But the only question to ask is, do you think that it can achieve the same 5,000 plus entrants that it had last year?
Ooh, this is a money question. I want to hear you guys' opinion on it.
I would be surprised.
If it did.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it might go down. Maybe like, I feel like maybe 500 or 600 or something like that. Maybe a little. I think it maybe like
a
42.
slight drop.
Yeah,
comparatively.
like 42 to 4,500 would be what I would guess.
Yeah, I think that's probably correct. I feel like a lot of the people who were in there probably registered for the game before they really knew the game very
Because
well.
when they
People
announced
were-
it, it wasn't out yet.
Yeah,
right?
people were
Yeah.
signing up for it before the game was released.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
there was a
uh-huh.
beta, you could play it, but like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, in any case, definitely people signed up and then they didn't end up liking the game. So I feel like that'll continue to happen. At the same time, there'll be more people because that always happens, right? So like, yeah, but I feel like overall it's probably not going to get 5K again.
Right.
Well, you have to factor in, just to play devil's advocate,
It's gonna
you
get
have
a lot.
to factor in the exposure that it's had since then.
It's true.
I mean, this last year it was on ESPN2, as well as numerous like promotions that have happened, like international promotions. The game, even still, it has grown.
Sure.
So I mean, I feel like it very well could. Like if I don't think
It's had a lot of promotion.
It's had a lot of promotion.
Good and bad.
Which
I think is the big concern for whether it'll drop or not, right? It's like whether the good promotion outweighs the bad.
Agreed.
Before we get into the next game, though, I do want to should we talk about the fact that Wizard hinted that the floor space is going to be like 2.5 times the size of, like,
he said the Friday Saturday space is going to be 2.5 times as big or whatever. He said the square footage, but I don't remember what it was.
It was something like ridiculous, like 300,000 square foot or something like that.
And last year it was like 160
and that was
or
in
something,
a small
right?
spot. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like the stage stuff for Saturday and Friday, it was set up really nice, but once Saturday hit, it was packed. Like it was,
it was a huge area.
And it was a really huge area.
Dude,
and it was still really
I had
traffic.
a 1 hour break. I went to go stand in line for some Nathan's hot dogs. And by the time I got my hot dog, my break was over.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous, dude. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and walking from the hotel to the
Oh, yeah. So
venue.
it's all in the same place now. It's all in the same place
Dude,
now.
it was crazy. It took so long. And you had to walk through the heat, which is the worst part, right? It was like 100 degrees. And like we're just walking through there, trudging. We're like,
with shirts and ties on.
Yeah, we're all like dressed up
I mean,
or whatever.
come on, like it's so tough for me to be in a hot situation and not sweat instantly. And then I was supposed to be on TV in front of 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Not literally TV, but you get my point. It's gross pits.
But I mean,
she's like, hey guys, welcome to the
the
Evo top whatever.
I was like this. I was like, hey,
And it's just like squeezing out like an orange.
Dude, next time if that happened again, like now I know, like I would be like, hey David, high five. High five.
Wear dark colored shirts.
The one thing is that to mention about this though is that last year, for the people who went to Evo for the first time, for a lot of people who went there and complained about the space, about a lot of the packed and stuff. Everyone's like, oh, Evo's terrible, whatever like that. You have to understand that they were kind of surprised by the size of it, and they do fix these things. And Wizard,
they're aware of it.
They definitely prepared.
Yeah, Wizard said, look, the things people hated were the how packed it was and different venue. This year, same venue, and now it's a bigger space.
But imagine if 300,000 square feet is not enough this year.
You never know. Evo is a constantly growing thing.
That's one thing I'm
never
concerned
know.
about. What happens when it's like, all right, our space is triple or whatever, or double, whatever it is, and like they just show up and they're like, oh my god.
So 2 things. One, that's a great problem to have.
Yeah,
that
would
is
be
a
crazy.
great problem to have. And 2, then I think that's when the talks of 4-day, 5-day Evo really.
Dude,
oh, man.
I don't even want to take
or like
that
a really
journey.
expensive ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
neither of those options is
Right.
great, but or just like make it so that you only have so many tickets. And
Right.
Anyway, whatever. We'll see what happens.
But yeah, Street Fighter V, first game in there.
Yeah.
No
Super
surprise.
duh.
No surprise.
super duh.
So number 2 game that was announced, I was surprised that Wizard just jumped right to this for number 2.
I was happy.
I was ecstatic. Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator version 2.
Rev 2?
Rev
Just
2.
now that it's
Rev 2.
Rev 2?
Yeah.
Let's go.
And Wizard was even saying, like, I mean, so they said that that it was going to be released in the Japan arcade in March, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people misinterpreted that, I think, as being released everywhere. But Wizard was saying that they're working with ArcSys directly, and ArcSys, remember how in the last demo, the last time when you pre-ordered, they had that beta that had everything in there? They're probably going to try to do something similar to that, so it'll be in the hands of everybody that wants to play it right away.
Yeah,
I think that's smart. I mean, put like this, that was one of the best. That was one of the best releases for a fighting game like ever, hands down. Just with the fact that they kept the tournament players in mind, and it still helped the game. It gained so much like. People really loved that game. And the fact that there was so many people went out and reserved it, we were still able to run tournaments on it, why wouldn't you adopt the exact same thing to bring it back for following year?
Dude, the Guilty Gear Revelator demo had more content than Street Fighter V.
You're damn right.
Like,
yeah.
it really just did. So
The Injustice beta's close. It's getting close.
Yeah. But no, Guilty Gear, I'm super excited about that. And then I'll just announce the next 2 games in a row, which of course are Smash Brothers Wii U and Smash Brothers Melee. To me, no shock that
Indeed.
both of them are coming back.
Yep.
And I'm super happy to have both of them back.
For sure. I felt like these were 2 of the big ones.
I am happy to have them back.
Oh, I feel like there's a butt coming in.
Yes.
However,
Oh,
and
was
I
a
made
however.
this point earlier, right? So, I was telling James that I think that they should be voted in. Just like they're doing for the charity vote. I think they should ask the community to vote for which game they want.
So just have a separate vote for the Smash community to vote in either Melee
Yeah.
or Smash Wii U.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're
Whoa.
separate games, however, but I re-thought about this.
Okay.
Whichever one did not win should just go to the day before. So it's like if Melee wins,
So you're talking about voting for Sunday slot.
yeah, just voting for Sunday.
So both games are in.
Yeah, both games are in, but you have to put one
Oh,
on the other
I
day.
see,
Right.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
I
Seems more
mean,
plausible, I
so I
suppose.
think
Yeah.
that will be good. Same thing goes for
The other games, yeah.
the other games of similar fashion, but I will let you
Oh, we'll
continue.
get- we'll get
That's
there.
just my thought
We'll
on
get
that.
there when we get to the Sunday lineup. We will get
Right.
there when
We'll
the
get
Sunday
there.
lineup. But of course, look, Melee is always one of the greatest games there at Evo. Last year, the Hungry Box Top 8 Championships was
Gorgeous.
the game that made me cry for 15 minutes.
Dude, we were about to go on live. I'm like, James,
I told you what to do. You got to counter his crying by crying too.
That's not gonna help at all.
Because he has to console you. His sadness. You just have to make his sadness go
Dude,
lower than yours.
we're like about to go live, and James is like, "Got a hungry box." I'm like, James, we gotta go live. We gotta talk
That's
about
why you
Street
keep
Fighter.
the trusty thumbnail in your just bam. You oh God, and then he's like, oh Steve, say jam. Oh man,
But
and then he
then
stops crying. you
I
know?
feel like that would keep going on. It would be like
Yeah, so,
a cluster cry
Yeah, we'll
ball.
just
that
keep
would
moving.
That was
loop.
what me
The
and
snowball
Seth did,
crying.
right?
Yeah,
So-
it would be bad.
But Smash Wii U, of course, was the second largest game last year as well, and that community is really, really growing. And not only that, but they were talking about this on the show, the development of the characters and the diversity that is being played in the game right now. We'll talk a little bit
Oh
about
yeah,
that
it's
at
getting good.
Genesis.
It is getting
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous.
I mean, look, it felt like for a while that Sakurai's balancing was kind of like, what? But, like, it seems to have worked.
Well, there was some patches.
It's getting there. I ain't gonna say it's 100%, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah, Melee was the 3rd highest last year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, you had to have both of those games back. Each one of those was something like 15 to 20% of all entrants.
yeah,
So,
it was like
you
both
had
of
to
them,
have those.
both of them got like it was like one got 3 and the other one got 2 or something like that.
They were both 2 point something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, and then they even said that Smash Wii U and Melee had like maybe a little under 20% crossover between them.
Yeah.
So
Not
that's,
very high.
Yeah, so that's how much the difference is between those two crews of players.
Interesting.
So it's not like you're just putting 2 games for the same people.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be crazy to have 2 games by the same developer with a lot of crossover. Anyway, James, what was the next game that was announced?
This one's very cool. Game number 5 announced was the first brand new game that hasn't been there that was announced, and that was Injustice 2.
Yay!
Yeah, so that
I'm
game-
super
Did
excited
we
about
expect this?
Injustice
I
2.
feel like this
Oh,
is-
yeah.
This is,
I
this,
feel
I
like-
feel like this was a lock.
Yeah,
This
I
is
feel like
like-
this is a lock.
This is my jam, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so happy Injustice is there. Oh my
yeah,
god.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm so excited for this game in general. Like the beta dropping today was just I don't know what it was, but like I was kind of hibernating the hypeness for Injustice, and then I saw that the beta was out today, and I was like, I'm gonna rip everything out of this house until I get a beta code, and then when I get it, I'm just gonna sit in my room and hibernate and play. It's
Yeah.
sitting there on my console at home right now.
The best part about it, so we were playing it at the ESL, the studios. Like
Yeah.
Joshua Gray,
Not me, I was not
like
there.
he brought a code and he's like, here guys, you can play it. And we waited there for like an hour to download.
Yep.
And then it finally downloaded, and then there was somebody there that was the DC equivalent of Tasty Steve over there.
Okay.
Cause
Somebody who knew
You
stuff.
know all the lore.
Yeah, so what's the
You know
what's
who
the,
that
what's the Red
equivalent of that
Lantern?
is?
What's the Red Lantern?
Atrocitus.
Atrocitus was in there, and like I was like, why is he puking on? And the guy's like, so this is how it works. The Red Lanterns are based on rage, and what they're like zombies,
Yeah.
and they have this blood that comes out of them. But Atrocitus is like one of the first ones that had like conscious thought, and and I was like, okay.
You know who the actual DC version of Tasty Steve is?
Who's that?
Tasty Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I know enough, but I only care so much, you know?
fair.
Like, I think Atrocitus is whack. Don't get me wrong. However,
He looks whack.
Damien,
Damien looks.
you guys
We'll get to Damien.
No, not yet. Not yet. All right.
Injustice 2
Alright.
beta.
Just happy
Injustice
it's
2.
not Nightwing.
How many swords do you think he has?
He only has one.
See,
Dude,
oh,
he
the end
left-
of the,
he
of the
But he's
left
a
sword.
ninja.
Yeah, but
Daggers.
he left it
That's what he did.
behind.
Did you
He
see
didn't
him
take it
running?
with him.
He left the
He
sword
didn't
after the
take
super.
it with
Yeah,
him.
it
He
doesn't
don't
make any
need to.
I'm telling you, he's swords in the ground and he's
Look,
out of there.
he's an
Look, wait,
angsty,
look.
stupid young teenager.
saying,
How
he's
much-
just-
He's the son of Batman. What do you expect?
We'll get there. We'll
All right,
get
okay,
there.
all
We'll
right,
get
all right,
there.
How many swords?
He's
We'll
a little,
get there.
little edgelord. I hate that kid.
We'll get there. But I am super happy that Injustice 2 there because
Me too.
I mean, look, honestly, I guess another game counts as well. But you know, like to have, I'm always glad when Evo has new game, like a
Yeah,
game that
for
hasn't
sure.
been there before. So I'm like really excited about that. So, game number 6 they announced, and this one really shocked me
Okay.
after the game number 2 announcement.
Uh-huh.
Blaze Blue
Yeah.
Central Fiction made it.
Cor-
in
That
there.
was
Hey.
super surprising.
I'm surprised, and
Me too.
this is rounded back to what I said about Smash Brothers. Now, even though these games are completely different titles, I feel like the community is stretched far enough where they should just let us vote. And I say us because I'm involved in that community too. Let them vote. Like,
Which game gets on Sunday?
which game gets
right?
on Sunday? I mean, and I feel like that just pushes the community to be more involved with each other. I feel like that's gonna make some people rally behind both games and not just one, and just see that it's just a game. You know
See,
what I'm saying?
I feel like that might split the communities. Like they'll start getting mad. Like if you made the melee, like because the melee and the Smash Wii U community is already butting heads a lot of the times. And if you're like, hey, we have to vote for which one of our game gets on Sunday, like I feel like that means blood is gonna be spilled. Like
I'm
Then
giving
Evo won't have
the
space
community.
problems, so just fine. Everybody will
Every,
be-
everyone in the
Yeah.
Smash communities are going to become Atrocitus. They're
Yeah.
just going to be like spitting
Spitting
blood
blood
on
everywhere.
everybody, you know,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was surprised too. I personally, you know this, I prefer Blaze Blue. Don't tell anybody. I think it's better.
Wow.
But that's the game that
Right,
I've
it's a
always
personal
preferred, and the
way.
one that I have played.
That's a personal way he decides to drop stuff like this. Just
I've said that before.
I've never heard
I'm
this.
on the record.
maybe
As having
I've
said
just
that.
blocked it out and just
Maybe
that's,
so.
that's probably what happened.
Maybe so. That's the game I
so
prefer.
wait,
But
you-
that said, I was still very surprised to see that both games were in there.
I can't.
Are you having trouble processing this?
I'm trying to crop you out.
Crop
of
him out of the
camera
screen.
Right now. Yeah, I'm having
Yeah.
trouble doing that right now. So yeah.
That's tough.
But regardless, I am happy that both games just made it into Evo.
Yeah, 'cause this is a new version of Blaze Blue.
It's a
so
new version,
it's
and I can tell you right now, looking at these guys playing Japan, I just can't wait to see what happens.
Fun
now.
game, dude. It's a really interesting, really fun game.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, the first Evo I went to was actually the year Blaze Blue had the super awesome grand finals.
Oh yeah.
And I went in the morning to get seats for, like, the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up hella early, and I was like, oh, what is this Blaze Blue game? Like, I hadn't really seen much Blaze Blue at the time. So I was like, let me watch this. And I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, that's right there where I decided, I was like, all right, every game that comes out, I'm going to watch it to see if it's, like, really sick.
Yeah.
That was, like, that Blaze Blue final is the one that converted me from being, like, a fan of my games to being trying to be a fan of every game.
Oh, nice.
That's
that was, like, the
Yeah,
grand
yeah.
finals that did it. So Blaze Blue being back makes me super happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I kept wondering to myself, I was like, there's no way 2 anime games are making it in
Yeah,
this
I
year.
didn't
And I
think
was
so.
like, and as soon as Rev 2 was announced, I think even all the Blaze Blue community thought that too. Because I remember when they announced Rev 2, a lot of the Blaze Blue fans were like, well, shit. Like,
It's been a
It's been a great run, guys.
yeah, but
We're done.
but the fact that they actually put in both games, I think, is super cool. And you know what? It makes me happy because there were years where people would be like, James, do you think Evo, like, why do they only put in one anime game? And I was like, well, they don't have to. You know, they can put in there like, nah, you're full of crap. Like, they would never do that. And
Yeah,
then they did
Jimmy.
it, and I'm like, okay.
I think MarkMan is here.
Oh, MarkMan is
I
here?
think he's here.
Is he bursting into another show tonight?
Dude, is he really going to invade another
I think
show?
so.
Hang on a second.
Oh, he
That
says
bu-
he's near.
Oh,
it
he's
says
near.
near.
Oh,
near.
near,
I says near.
near.
I'll tell you right now, if you want your game at Evo, you just do what MarkMan did. That fool showed
This
up.
dude, MarkMan,
with
just
a
breaking
stick.
and entering and was like, yo, I'll play you
That's the
for it.
third year, and he's on the Evo staff. Why is he breaking into?
He doesn't have to. He's part of the staff.
He
but
lost
he
the keys. He
Maybe
had to
they
break
know
into
that
his own
MarkMan's
house.
gonna do this, and they're just like, look, don't tell him when we're having the meeting. And MarkMan finds out, he's like, buy me a plane ticket now, Nate Monster. Nate gets him a plane ticket. He
No,
comes.
Nate Monster flies the plane.
He flies the plane.
They're in the little.
He's
little
a MarkMan
back-
assist.
yeah,
He's like,
he's
Nate,
got the
man,
goggles.
go. And he's like,
He's flying
and
the
he's
plane.
like,
He's flying the plane, sitting on a phone book.
Yeah,
so that he
Nate
can fly
Monster
the
would
plane.
have the little goggles, and the hat with the
Like
flaps.
Snoopy?
Yeah,
He
Snoopy.
was like-
He's like, flying, MarkMan there, and MarkMan's in the back with the Evo hat and the glasses, and he's like chilling on the side.
And it's like not even a new plane. It's like an old plane, like
and the,
we're getting close to drop off point. MarkMan's
like
putting on his parachute.
The stick to pilot the plane would be an arcade stick, and he'd be flying in
Getting
the
real
dashboard
elaborate.
buttons.
Quite an elaborate.
That's probably how he made
story.
it.
All right. Well, that was super cool. I'm super happy to see that Blaze Blue Central Fiction made it in there. And speaking of MarkMan and everything, since he's on his way here, maybe we should wait for him to bust in and be like, I'll announce what the 7th game was.
Really?
Because the 7th game, of course, was, I'm sorry, yeah, it was the 7th game.
Yeah, it was the 7th.
So, because it's Tekken 7. So,
Correct.
you know, so Tekken
Genius.
7 in there, all I can say to that is,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm super happy.
Yeah, I can't. And it gets a
the
Sunday
date.
spot.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
That's-
go!
Steve,
That's-
stop
Okay,
spoiling
alright,
everything.
alright.
That's all I was
buddy.
hoping
Man.
for, by the way.
Come
All I
on.
was hoping for.
So it's gonna come out in June apparently.
Yes, June 2nd.
I didn't
was
know that
announced.
until I watched the show.
Oh, yeah,
Early
they announced that.
2017.
Early 2017.
No, they said they got delayed, and Harada like seriously threw some shade, dude.
Yeah, he
Because he
did.
was like, you know, some other games, some also made by us too, you know, didn't have great releases, and so we chose to delay it to make sure it lived up to
All
the
power to them.
expectations.
I wonder if like
I
they were just
appreciate
like,
that.
we have to delay our game. What's our best line? They're like, I got something.
I
I
got
got
to be
something
a hot
cooked
pile
up.
of garbage, or you
Yeah.
want it to be cooked.
Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty
So-
good.
No, I think that's great. I mean, the game's been there for a couple of years now, and it should be. I mean, it's a
And-
unique game, and it
First
looks
year on
awesome. It's
console.
going to be on console. A lot more people are going to have access to it. Should be much
Yes.
more entered than
And
previously.
dude, so all of the Tekken 7 events that have been going on, the King of the Iron Fist tournament,
Yep.
the Cooperation Cup before, was it? No, not the Cooperation
Cooperation
Cup.
Cup.
It was the Master
Master Cup.
Master Cup.
Cup. That's
Master
what,
Cup.
dude, all the Tekken 7 events have been fantastic, right? And so the game is beautiful.
Absolutely.
The game will, like, slow-mo is going to happen.
Mhm.
People are going to scream.
people are gonna lose it.
Dude,
Dude, can you imagine like
oh,
top 8 at
Dude,
Evo?
dude,
slow-mo.
People are
I,
gonna
I don't
think
even.
it's-
I don't even want to commentate that because
I
if
think-
it's up that
yeah.
high, I'm just go Jesus Christ and just hop on the thing.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
like you with that
yeah.
double KO. And you're like, I actually think that it's the best spectatable game to watch
Right
in fighting
now.
games.
Oh my
I
God.
think it's the,
might be right.
I think
People
it's the best
don't
game
even
to
know
spectate.
how that's gonna affect them. Seeing the slow mo happen. Oh my god.
Even if you never have seen it before, someone's gonna land a hop kick, do a combo. They're gonna both be super low, and then one of them, someone is gonna like,
The audience is just
slow-mo
going to go,
And people gonna vomit. People's heads explode. I'm
Yeah,
telling you right now.
yeah.
Babies are born. People pass out. It's gonna be nuts.
It's good. Tekken
Yeah.
7.
Sorry.
No. I'm just
The way
picturing
James
the
is looking at
babies
me.
being born. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm telling you, man. I
I
can
just,
see it right
imagine,
now.
I just imagine the baby being born, right? And then the
I
dad's
shall
gonna look
name
at the
you.
baby and then like kick it.
Kick it,
like,
boom.
Kick it like across
Yo,
the-
that trailer
across the
came
street.
out.
That trailer came. Oh
Hey
man.
Hachi's just like, boy, I booted him. It made me want to play Hey Hachi so bad. I was like,
Yo,
this
Heihachi
fool's
is a
G.
savage, man. He
Yeah,
killed
this
his
fool's a
wife,
G.
and then he threw his son in a volcano, and then he threw his grandson in a volcano. This dude is a beast.
It builds
What a
strong
jerk.
immune systems. That's how you get them. They don't get sick.
Immune systems.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
they're dead, so they
You
can't
just
get
let
sick.
you let
It's
the
one way
kids
to
play
do
in
it.
the dirt, so they
Tekken
have
7 is
strong
gonna be cool.
immune.
But
Yeah,
so look, everyone
same
thought
thing.
there was only gonna be 7 games.
Right.
Everyone thought there was a no.
I definitely didn't think there was gonna be 7.
I definitely did not think there was going to be 7 games.
I didn't think there was good, but that Wizard asked that question one time. He was like, "So you know,
Yeah,
for
they
the
always
7
play
games,
the game.
yeah, I
you
know.
know.
Yeah, Wizard
you know.
is.
Come on.
But-
Wizard.
Eight. Game number 8. This one also was actually a big shock to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
King of Fighters 14.
Super surprised. I'm not even joking. I legit
Yeah.
told people, I was like, I don't think KOF was gonna make it. Like, I just didn't think it had enough show. I didn't
Like,
think it had
seriously,
enough.
like I can see the KOF community, like they're lying on the table, and this Evo announcement was just like stat.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll
good
see.
luck.
We'll see what happens with.
But
the
I am
King of
happy that
Fighters.
it's back.
Yeah,
I'm
It's a
super
great. I
happy
mean,
that
no,
it's
no,
back.
the game itself seems like it's a really fun and interesting game, so it's going to be cool to watch.
That international competition. I mean, I feel like it's one of the better games that draws international competition. In all honesty, watching all these different regions play against each other, I feel like it's a lot more diverse to say like Street Fighter when it comes to like international, because most of the time we get like Japan, Korea, but we get a lot coming in from KOF players. So I'm really excited to see that at least.
yeah, obviously. So I mean, look, KOF had some of the best top 8s.
Oh yeah.
Like before Blaze Blue, that crazy top 8, like KOF had like 2 of the best ones with Bala for the first year, and then like the chants and everything, the audience chants, and then of course then Reynold
rocking the America sunglasses that I handed him. Come on, man, you can't beat that, man.
Dude, I was so happy about that too, because I was like, yo, Reynold, USA. I was like tweeting that. Someone's like, shut up, man. Reynold is actually like I think he said he was from like Mexico or something like that. And I'm like, dude, look, Reynold, for one, he's not even Mexican, right?
Yeah.
He's Filipino, right? And then I was like, he's representing US. And he's like, no, you're an idiot, whatever. Then he showed up on stream and had the US glasses on. He was chanting USA. And I just tweeted at the guy, and the guy was like, okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
What a butt.
So thank you for that. If
Yeah,
you're the one
dude.
who gave him
I
the
definitely
shade.
handed him those glasses, dude. Shout outs to Gibby for this. He's like, man, I'm so happy. I'm like, yo, let's see these
All right,
glasses.
Gibby.
Yeah, but this is gonna be pretty cool to see this, because if this can, because look, I enjoy the game. I'm really sad that the community doesn't seem to be,
I think it's a mixture of things. There have been there's KOF competitions almost every weekend that a lot of people don't get to see. The game is still very much loved and very much still played. They just updated. They just had the graphics update. That was like 4 gigs or something crazy. They ain't even need all that, but because the game's still good, I don't need.
Definitely needed all that.
I don't need
No, yeah,
dynamic
dude.
lighting to do a Super Bowl. I don't need that, but I think it's good.
However many gigs it takes.
The funniest-
it wasn't enough gigs, I'll tell you.
I mean, look,
Probably not.
from what people say it looks better in motion. I haven't seen it yet,
It
but
does. It does.
it just looked like somebody was like, hey, look, I can put more light sources here.
It's whatever. I mean, who cares, honestly?
Okay,
it's just,
fine.
it's, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about this when we go over, like, what the issues with the lineup were.
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
I like the shirt, dude.
He is mad salty.
Yeah,
Look at
he's
him
mad
go.
salty, man.
Look at him go.
Here we go.
Dude, I had a salt meter during my Dark Souls stream.
stream.
I need to put that on here for David right now. So. Now here's
I'm not that salty, but yeah.
here's where the monkey wrench was thrown in.
Yeah, this
Right.
is crazy.
So they was like, we're gonna have a 9th game, and I was like, man, like this is where all hearts are broken,
Killer
right?
instinct.
But then he said
Killer
that
instinct.
they were going to run it back, and I was like, yo, they're gonna put Skullgirls in there, because he was referencing that
Mhm.
vote. But then he's like, nope, we're gonna do another player's choice vote,
Mm-hmm.
and they put 9 games
9.
possible in there.
Dang, which ones are that?
And dude, the list is like the
Quite a
most.
list.
Yeah,
Like,
I couldn't believe
what
it.
the heck is going on list that I've ever seen. So here's the ones that like you see it and you're like, okay.
Okay.
Right? So Mortal Kombat XL. Makes sense, totally. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Right? Okay.
Scary.
Awesome. Killer Instinct.
For sure.
Right? Skullgirls, because that needs to get
For
run
sure.
back, right? Super Turbo, yeah, that's because that's seen as a pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is so Pokken has a chance to try to get back in there again, and then Arms.
See, honestly, dude, I thought the Arms was gonna be the legit nice
Just
pick.
the normal
I
game.
thought
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
like, what do you
What
mean why?
made you
'Cause it
think
was like-
that was gonna be
I
Because
thought
they
it was
did
like
Pokken last
Pokken,
year.
yeah, I thought it
That's
was the same
exactly
thing.
why.
I thought
I think it's a
Same
lot more clear cut that Pokken is a lot closer to fighting game. Like
I mean, not that I would have been stoked about it.
But, like,
That's just what I
dude,
expected them
okay,
to do.
okay.
Did you
alright.
see the chat was like basically spammed with "It's not Evo without Arms."
Oh,
Like,
it's just because somebody posted that at the start and then everybody just
right,
copy
and then
pasted
it's
it
just
over
that
and over.
stupid thing, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But that was kind of like, I really honestly didn't think that was going to show up at all.
I didn't think it was gonna show up either.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, if it shows up, that adds a whole new console that they have to get. So like, I just didn't feel like that they were like, let's do this right now, right?
Okay.
And that's if they get one. I mean, think about it. Nintendo announces only 2 million.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
And like I said,
Uh-huh.
GameStop immediately started like, yo, we can't give you we can't honor that pre-order because we don't have
Right.
enough.
Yeah.
Nidhogg
Okay.
was the
Nidhogg.
8th one
Yeah.
in this list.
Yeah.
Nidhogg, if you guys don't know what it
That
is,
was
it's
crazy.
a retro 2D Atari 2600-ish, like ColecoVision-ish graphics
Uh-huh.
of a sword fencing
It's a
kind of
fencing game.
Where-
It's really
Throw your
fun.
sword.
where you're
It's mad
basically
funny,
two
yeah.
people are trying to get to the other side, and you're trying to keep them.
Yeah.
It's
There's
actually a
hazards
pretty
and-
sick game.
You
Can you
can
imagine
throw-
if that
you
game
can
was
throw the
2
knife.
out of
Yeah.
3? That would take so long.
The mind
Good,
games,
yeah.
the mind games in that game are pretty serious. There's a lot of cool things.
I'm
you
with
can do
you,
in that
dude. I
game.
think it's fun.
It's just,
Cool game.
I just was. There's no way I would have expected that.
Indeed.
But of course, the 9th game, Like Nidhogg, I can be like, okay, fighting game.
Okay.
But the ninth game, Windjammers.
Look, Windjammers is like a perennial FGC favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Everybody in the
It's
FGC
us.
likes Windjammers.
And
Are
there's
you
a,
shaking your head?
I love Windjammers.
That's what I'm saying.
Should
Everybody
it be
likes
on
the
the
game.
list though?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Maybe not. But it's a really popular game among the FGC, and it's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They
redoing
just
it.
had the remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, like I mean, honestly, like Windjammers to me, it's like it is. Windjammers is basically like Pong, advanced Pong.
Yeah, it is. It's like
Right?
Super Pong. I'm alive.
Right. Yeah. And so
You don't think it has footsies?
I don't know. You know what? To be honest with you, I've never played Windjammers.
Does tennis have footsies?
Tennis have footsies.
Tennis
Tennis have footsies.
I think tennis kind of has
Yeah,
footsies.
it does
Tennis
have
definitely
footsies.
have
It does
footsies, man.
footsies. Yeah.
Windjammers might have footsies.
Although I will still say this, no tennis video game ever created has been correct. If I made a tennis video game, it would basically be the best tennis video
I
game.
knew
So
you
what
were
about
gonna
virtual tennis? You didn't like virtual tennis?
No, every tennis game has one.
It'd be the best tennis game. All everybody says
Every
it's like the best
Every-
tennis game.
every
the
tennis
best
game
tennis
has
game.
one fault.
Okay.
One massive fault
Okay.
is that you don't have to pick between left or right. Because the entire essence of tennis is based on that. So if I'm standing right next to the net and you're going to hit it this way or this way, I just hit an A button. The game will choose for me to go left or right.
Right.
That is like completely antithetical to the actual game of tennis. If you want to make an accurate tennis game, you have to choose between left or right. Because when you're at the net and okay,
When you're at the
I'm just
the
trying.
net,
I'm trying to.
you don't
extend
need
this
to change your head.
In Wayne Gretzky's hockey for the N64, there was a spot on screen where if you shot the puck from there, 100% goal success rate. That's not actually how hockey is.
Yeah.
It's not actually accurate.
Game's broken.
That's not actually how the game of hockey is. But all right.
Okay. Any
Point
case,
made.
those are the 9 games
Great
that
game,
that are potential for voting.
8 games for sure, and then 1 voted in.
Yes.
Is a weird way to do it, but I guess it kind of makes sense.
So what games do you guys feel definitely should have made the list? Like if what's your top 7 games?
I definitely would have had Marvel and KI in there.
Marvel and KI instead of.
Blaze Blue and KOF.
Dang.
And I just got through saying I prefer Blaze Blue, but I see that it's not played as much as Gear is nowadays. So I think I would have done that. I think the crossover among those two scenes is huge. Gear and Blaze Blue, and I don't have anything against KOF. Seems like a perfectly fine game.
You said
But
seems. That's
I feel like
spotty word choice there, David.
I feel
Just
like
say
I
it.
know 4 people who play it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I don't know. I mean, it's hopefully in other places it is.
Oh, I think
Mark is
okay.
here. Hopefully in other places
I'll be
it's
right
played
there.
more than it is in the U.S. Because in the U.S. it is not getting that kind of rep.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just really not. SoCal was one of the hubs of the KOF scene, and KOF 14 is like not even at Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah,
a
there's
lot.
like no local.
I don't know, dude. I feel like that's like a tough one to justify, to be honest.
So you said instead of Blaze Blue and KOF, you would put in KI.
like I definitely would have
and-
Marvel in there,
and Marvel.
but I would say Marvel before KI probably.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
but yeah, I think those two. Marvel. There's never not been a Marvel game.
And I feel like this is one of the reasons I want Marvel in is because it would be the perfect transition from
Me too. I
from
feel the
3
same way.
to Infinite. Like
Right,
yeah.
like who's the last Marvel
World
3
champion.
champion?
Exactly.
Right.
Because it's definitely done when Infinite comes out.
that's one of
Yeah.
my things. Like I
Like
even
it could have been like is KBR or Justin or Chris like whatever.
Who's the final
Who wins the
Evo
last
champion?
one? Who potentially gets 2?
this
you
is
know
like
what I mean?
epic.
Yeah, who's
think
the
about
repeat?
the touch and go. The fact that Chris G came back and finally got himself an Evo title, and everybody thought that was donezo. They was like, "That's it."
There is no repeat champion. For
In
Marvel.
There's
Marvel,
not.
there's not a
That's the
repeat
most
credit.
amazing thing in the world to me. Like
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
That's why for sure I would want Marvel there. Because to me, it's like if you asked me a year ago, I would have been okay with last year's Marvel being the
Whoa,
last.
before you go into your explanation,
Uh-huh.
what are your Evo games? Like he
Oh.
gave us his
So yeah, I definitely have Marvel on my list.
Marvel instead of.
Probably KOF.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, so I definitely would have Marvel on the list because to me, if you asked me a year ago, I would have said no. Like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I was fine with it being the last game. But with Marvel Infinite announced, I feel like that kind of leads there to be one more year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like with the announcement of Infinite, I was like, there should probably be one more year.
I feel
And
like
it still
perfect.
gets enough numbers at events to
Yeah.
justify it being there. It's still
It
one of the
does.
most entered games, right? At most events.
And you still have people rising into the ranks.
People are still playing it
Yeah.
for real and like
Yeah.
getting better. Yeah, there's like changes
Joey
happening.
D
Like,
went into, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Like I totally would have put Marvel in there, and the game I would have taken out is Tekken 7 because Tekken
Man.
7 does not deserve any spot in there whatsoever.
You're crazy.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out of him. I just wanted to get that
and
out
then
of him.
I definitely wanted KI there.
Of
Obviously,
course.
like
Okay.
you know, I mean, it's got a season and more characters are coming out, right? Kilgore came out, and there's still 2 more character slots, so stuff is still being added. It's had 3 years at Evo already,
2
and
or 3, yeah.
yeah, it's had multiple years at Evo already, and like to me, it's like one of those things where it's like, it's got 1 more year
Look,
left.
man,
There's still
KI
content coming out.
KI came out in 2016. All right, for
Right,
for,
for a
for
lot
most,
of people. For
for
most
most
people.
humans,
Right.
Yeah,
right, KI came out in 2016.
Those Neanderthalic beings who had the
If
Stone
you
Age
bought
device.
the other one, I mean, fine, but
Dude,
yeah, it
there's
was-
one sitting right
That's
there.
all I got,
and it's
okay?
big enough to be the table
look at
for
this
your
monstrosity.
tablet.
Yeah, it's
It's-
underpinning my tablet right here.
Yeah.
So like it's like relatively recent. It is doing better. It's not gonna reach as many entrants as the other games.
Obviously.
Like you have to admit that up front.
But it's grown
But
every
it
year.
will. It has, and I feel like it definitely outdraws KOF. Like basically everywhere.
I think so too.
Instead of what game, though?
I just wanted it to be the 9th game.
So you just wanted it to be the 9th game. You didn't
Yeah.
want to
So
take
you don't-
any
so
other
the
game.
player choice is
Everything
gone.
else is fine. You just
Player
wanted to
choice.
be the
Okay,
9th
okay,
game.
that
yeah, I'd
makes
be
sense.
fine with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just keep Blaze there.
What about you, Stevie?
Well, in
Hey, you're
all
over
honesty,
here being judge, jury, and executioner.
I'm not, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna cop out on this one.
Oh, you asked this question and you're gonna cop out on it?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Did you just do that?
I'm not gonna cop out. I'm not gonna cop out. But I will say I'm gonna
Wait, let me
hold
guess.
true to my
Let me
original
guess. Your
statement.
last spot is gonna be a tie of 3 games.
No.
He's got a 5th place.
Listen. I would hold true to what I said before. I would ask 2 communities to vote. I would say, hey, we're gonna take out 2 of these games. I would have put KI in, and I definitely would have put Marvel in. So Keats, don't be mad, because I personally feel like KI should be on the list anyway. So I would honestly, I would just push the days. I would say, hey, look, Smash, you guys vote for your game. Blaze Blue Gear, you guys vote. You open up 2 more slots, you push it, and then you spread them out on the days. That's my personal opinion.
So, and Filament asks a really good question
Sure
here. So
does.
numbers are one thing, but what do you guys think about which games are the best spectator games? Do you think that
Right.
that's an important consideration?
Oh,
as
yeah.
well?
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I think so, but that just means to me that Marvel and KI get even more of a nod.
Yeah.
Because they're super good spectator games.
Marvel especially.
I feel like
Yeah.
KI is not a good spectator game at
No,
all.
you don't think so?
Negative.
I think community-wise, KI is a good spectator game because if you know anything about it, you can watch that and be entertained by it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I thought
my-
I had
I think
super
it's a lot of fun,
entertaining
but,
top 8s.
Well, the thing about
Well, if you know
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
game, but
uh-huh.
like for example, this year, if you haven't seen the game before and Gargos is flying around, you know, what's
and
going
then
on?
and
cool
then
looking.
Literally, what's going on?
definitely
Yeah,
cool
it's
looking.
No,
It's
I
cool
like
looking.
the game. Obviously, I play it.
Right,
It's just I
and-
feel like it's very difficult to watch if
and
you
then the,
don't know it.
And then the
I
combo
think you
breaker
brought your
system.
pouty today. I don't like pouty David.
It's the shirt.
The-
Do you
the-
see the
the-
shirt I'm wearing, Steve?
I'm sorry, man. This is too much. David being extra. Look, man. I
Yeah,
didn't
because the
want to
biggest problem, in my opinion, with Killer Instinct is the combo breaker system. It's hard for people to process properly.
I think so. It's hard for people to understand it, but in a way, I think it just creates cool moments. Like,
Yeah,
even if you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what it
Uh-huh.
does, when someone's about to die and there's a combo breaker,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
just like, oh my god, what's happening?
And
right?
counter
Like,
breakers are
yeah,
like
same
one of the
thing.
most
There's-
hype
it
things.
creates
Yeah.
those instant hype moments. It's kind of like Tekken 7 slow-mo, where it's like, it just creates a cool moment every time it happens in like a clutch situation.
But I do feel that it's very commentator dependent.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be explained
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And if that's happening, then I think that it can be really good for a spectator, and if it's not, I think it is not good.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
There's also not a lot of KI commentators.
True.
There's very few people who are KI commentators who can explain that kind of stuff.
I feel like Blaze Blue is not that easy to watch. Again,
It's
these are
definitely
games that I really like. I like Blaze Blue a lot in KI, but I just feel like that if you don't know what's going on, that it's not easy
Same
to
thing
just
goes for
check it
Guilty
out
Gear.
and watch.
If you don't know what's going on, slow motions and yellow circles and purple circles, you're gonna be like, I don't even know what's going on right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
Some
it's
guy getting beat up in the corner and
you,
does
it's
a lot of
definitely
life.
dependent.
And
just
Steve's
like
yelling.
that. Yeah,
It's
if
like-
it was me up there, trust me, it would not be. You wouldn't even be able to understand what was happening. But on the same note, I 100% agree. A lot of that is kind of like coincides with how much information you're getting just watching it on, say, a stream. So if you don't have somebody sitting back there that knows exactly what's happening and how to display that or describe that to other people, it definitely takes away from the spectatorship of the game. So
Right.
I mean, for me, look, I wanted Marvel back. I really wanted Marvel back, and in fact, I even said this to you before the show started. Like, even if you basically said, "Here, James, here's $100. You have to donate to one of the 9 games," I would like. Would I like? It feels like a no-brainer that I would pick Super Turbo, right? But I just feel like the Super Turbo community is so good at the side tournament.
I would not pick Super Turbo.
I would not put it in Super Turbo. I would actually put it in Marvel. Like, that's the game that I want the most in there. Because
I think I agree with
for
that.
a lot of the same reasons that you guys said, because we're leading into Marvel Infinite. And again, it's crazy to me that there's no repeat champion. And I feel like the chances of that happening again are kind of low. Like, I feel like one of those
got to repeat,
like,
I think.
But that's the best though. That's the best feeling in the world.
Like,
Justin said he would train if Marvel made it back in.
And so would Champ. Now, can you imagine? Like, and then if Chris G hears that and he just got signed
it's
by
the last
EG,
time,
and he
and
got
that's the
signed
3
by
champions.
EG, and like he'd be like, whatever. And then came Blue Rivers, like, nah, I'm just gonna H you guys to death. You know, like, that's like,
Just
that's
imagine that.
Imagine.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, we all want
cool.
Marvel back.
I wouldn't pick Super Turbo. So your list of games that you want in, other than the fan vote, like, does it accord with what Evo actually went with?
Like I said, the only one that I would put in is probably UMVC3, and
take out.
Oh yeah, you got to take a game out, dude.
I hate saying it, but I would take out KOF.
Yeah.
Just there's no support local, like in local scenes.
I mean, it's too bad, but
yeah.
Okay, so then let's talk about the fan vote. Okay.
Okay. Look, let me establish a bunch of the rules that they mentioned in here as well. So, because I want to
also should mention which games are on Sunday and which games are not.
Yeah, we'll get to that, because that's where the shirt comes into play, right?
Yeah.
So
part of it.
The interesting parts is, one, you only have 2 weeks to vote.
Yeah.
This is only going on for 2 weeks. So in other words, you know what? I personally think this is super smart.
Yep.
Because if you make it only 2 weeks to vote, no one can be like, okay, let's run this tournament and like donation funds. Like, it's too short of a time to have that kind of consideration get in there. So it's really just going to come down to the people voting for this 2 weeks. Every individual who votes, and I don't know how they're gonna do like checking multiple accounts with multiple emails or whatever like that, but every person has a 10K limit that they can donate to it. So nobody can just come along, like Mark Cuban can't come along and be like, I like KI. And then
that sucks, man.
I think you can. You know,
yeah, you wouldn't turn them away.
Yeah.
Look,
that's
we can
true.
make this work.
Sure, if Mark Cuban said that, I think we would all be okay.
Yeah, it gives me 10K.
You can donate
gives
your
Base
own
10K.
10K.
Gives Nikki 10K.
But they actually said that they will go and check every donation, and if any one of them is a corporate donation, that automatically disqualifies that game. Now,
So respect.
I hope like no corporation's gonna be like, well, then I will donate 1,000 to each of the other games. You know, like,
Microsoft. Let's talk later.
Dude, like, this is the fighting game mind games that I have right
break
here.
The fighting game, the meta never stops in the fighting game community.
But
Another savage day.
The coolest thing that they said is that they really want to reward the game that made it in there.
Yeah.
So no matter which of the 9 games in there makes it in there, one, it'll open up Sunday.
Yeah.
So it'll be the first game on Sunday, and the second thing is there's an automatic guaranteed $10,000 pop bonus on top of whatever it gets through its entries.
Yep.
Very cool.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
To let it open Sunday is a genius idea.
I really like it.
Because like a lot of games always kind of feel shafted by the the early slot on Sunday, right? They're like, oh, our game should have been later.
I didn't even
But
think about this.
Exactly,
to give it to a game that might not have even been there anyway, that like
They'll
their
be so
community
happy.
already-
Shut up.
They're gonna be
Throw
like,
the pacifier at them. Like, yo, shut up.
They're gonna be like, morning, I'll see you guys all there.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna
Be
be
over
sick.
Starbucks.
We finalized that 30 minutes before the show.
Genius.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
That was a
Oh,
good
wow.
dang.
That was
Okay.
That's
idea.
smart. That was a really smart idea, regardless.
No,
Nice
it's
call.
Makes a lot of
genius
sense.
idea. Genius
Nice
idea.
call.
So we just had the voice from the heavens just
Yeah.
let us know that was finalized like 30
Thank
minutes
you.
before the show. Yeah, thank you, blessed base 23 God.
Yeah.
So,
So, do you want to know how the games are doing so far? Because
I
the votes
actually-
are live.
I
Oh, you
have
brought
the-
it up
I have
yourself?
the list. Yeah, I have the
Okay,
list.
cool.
So you want me to put it on, or just read it out?
Just read it.
It is.
Okay,
It's
so currently in the lead Oh wow, there's 2 games neck and neck right now.
Oh.
Sure are.
The game that's in the lead right now is Ultimate
Marvel
vs.
Marvel
Capcom
3.
Probably just because of us and our show right here, because of our great justification. No, just kidding.
That started immediately, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, somebody donated like 1,000 right off the bat or
It's
something
at
crazy.
$2,786 from 53 donators right now.
What?
And number 2 currently is Killer Instinct, which has $2,472 from one donator by the name of Sajam. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's 63 donors.
63 donors.
$2,472.
Brandon Alexander tweeted that. He said, well, there's a $10,000 limit, so I guess I'm only giving KI $10,000 for Evo.
Damn.
We'll see.
Yo,
Like-
Brandon making it rain?
I was
Hey,
like,
yo, Brandon
arcade
making
must
it
be doing
rain.
pretty well over there.
Combo breaker.
And it looks like Marvel was in the lead. Combo breaker.
So he's gonna have base win Evo, and then he's gonna collect all the winnings, and he'll break it. You know what my theory was? My theory was that Skullgirls was gonna win.
So did I.
I don't.
My theory
It's,
was
it's
that
at
right now.
480
But
right
you know
now.
what?
It's
It's
super low,
it's
but
just
it just
starting.
started.
Like Mike Z is gonna
Yeah.
start doing some tweets pretty soon.
Mike Z is
But
asleep right now.
Third place actually right now is Pokken.
Okay.
Interesting.
At $1,742.
I saw Milne, the Pokken player at KIT,
Yeah.
and he was like really bullish about the year coming up for Pokken. He thought it was gonna go really well. He was like really excited
Okay,
about it. So
okay.
he says the scene is growing.
Well, it's gonna start with Evo apparently, huh?
Well, fourth place right now, Windjammer.
Windjammer.
Wow.
Windjammers is at $1,090.
Who's gonna commentate Windjammer's top 8 at Evo?
Dude,
Anybody.
probably Gibby, right? Like Gibby, he's already done a top 8, so why not?
That's true.
Let's just
He
put
did
it-
a great job.
I'm telling you right now, if Arms wins, I'm definitely commentating.
I
I'm
would be so
100% down for commentating. I'm gonna have
I
my
wanna do Arms.
wacky inflatable arm. I'm like, yo, commentate like this.
Commentate the
I'm
whole
like, yo,
time.
this is crazy.
Well, guess what, guys? In 5th place is Arms at $975.
I want to commentate Arms so bad.
Dude,
It
I'm
looks so
just,
sick.
I don't even know why I'm hyped. Somebody tweeted me and they were just like, yo, Steve, you got to commentate on. I'm like, what is this nerd talking about? And I was like, oh my God. Like, I was so amazed. And then the running on the, okay, all right, I'm
Yeah, it
done.
looks super cool, man.
6th place right now is Skullgirls at $480.
Okay.
Oh my God, I just saw Mortal Kombat.
7th place right now
NRS is
is
like Injustice.
7th place
Yeah.
is Super Turbo at $358.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
8th place
From only 7 people, by the
yeah,
way.
from 7 people. right,
those
right.
old
Uh-huh.
ST people. You know,
So
they
it was-
gotta know.
They have jobs and
We do
careers.
it piggy book.
It was
Yeah.
Eugene,
I got
Tanya,
cash.
Karopi, Silent
really.
James.
Stove. Yeah, I already said I put my money in Marvel. Did I not say? Okay, 8th place right now is $35 from 3 donors for Mortal Kombat.
Last place.
Yeah,
That's rough.
yeah. The hardest thing about this is based on this first day, people who want to vote for MK will come here and go like, oh no,
Yeah,
there's no
they
chance.
just scram out of there, right?
Yeah.
Sonic Fox has got to come in and
Dude,
slide some winnings
right?
over there if he wants
That'd be
it.
so smart.
Because then he could win it back.
Invest it. Oh,
And
it's
he
like an
would get it
investment.
all back.
That's cheating.
That's
You
my
guys
theory.
need to make a
My
rule
theory-
about that.
my theory-
That's cheating, dude.
Here's
That
my
is
theory.
See,
cheating.
this is the problem with fighting game players.
This
Is
is-
we
that
try
was
to
my theory.
game the system way too much.
Investment.
Here's my
Genius.
theory. My theory is that Sonic Fox does one of two things. He puts his 10 grand in either Schoolgirls
Oh.
or
He can do
Mortal
both.
Kombat, whichever has the best one. Like, he's going to win Injustice anyway, so he's going to have a nice
It's true.
piggy bank right there, right? So he's going to win Injustice and then double up and win whatever game has a $10,000 pop bonus plus the entry numbers. And so he's going to go about even there, maybe, right? He should probably go even there.
That's another
Whatever he
semester
votes
of
for.
college, right
That's
there,
what I'm
friends.
saying. He
That
just
guy's
needs to
too
double
smart,
up,
dude.
boom.
He has to be stopped.
Yeah.
Echo
Okay.
Fox, if you need like a consultant of some kind, you know who to talk
Someone-
to. I'm
someone-
gonna make sure your boy gets paid.
So our man on the scene, GTO Akira here, actually said that Sonic Fox sounds like he's pushing Skullgirls.
That's what I figured.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well,
Skullgirls
ninth
is an
place.
awesome game.
Ninth place is $30 from 2 donors. So they're only $5 under Mortal Kombat. So they're in there.
They're
Is
chilling.
Nidhogg. Is
Mhm.
Nidhogg.
Yeah,
On
those
the other
are
hand,
both
they have a
so far.
third as many donors, so
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna
big difference.
refresh here. Well, I just refreshed,
Two-thirds
and
is
Marvel
not
has
bad. A
actually
third
built
less.
up a bigger lead now.
Well-
Marvel is at almost 3,000, and Killer Instinct is at almost 2,500.
Well,
For me, I'm rooting for both of those games.
Yeah.
But I feel like if KI loses, I'll be less sad than you probably expect because I feel like if KI loses there, Combo Breaker is Evo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
plan.
yeah.
If
for sure,
KI
for
doesn't
sure.
make it to Evo, all in on Combo Breaker as the main tournament to KI. Just show up,
Right.
show up 600 deep to there
And
instead of
KI
Evo.
World Cup also.
KI World Cup.
KI
right?
World Cup is happening, so it's not like KI is gonna
There
get
ain't
any
nothing.
shortage.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I want to see. I personally, I watched all of Evo last year. I was on the stage for it, so I was watching most of it anyway. But that way was so hype. I was even watching the off-stream matches. It was really good. It's just
Dude, some
Fun
of the best
game.
matches happen off stream. Like for KI,
Fun
it was,
game.
it was crazy. It was a wild time.
Well,
Do you want to go? So I don't know. Let me just say this. I really don't think MK should be on that list.
really?
Yeah, I really don't
So
think.
you
MK should
actually
be on
don't
that
think
list.
that MK, even though that I know you like MK,
Indeed, I do.
but you just think
Disgusting.
Injustice is just gonna wipe it off the.
Blowing it away. Well,
Yeah.
it's dead.
That's
Really?
how
Sure.
NRS games are, man.
It is super dead.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
just okay.
That's
so
just how it is, man.
Oh, you mean with one game just completely erases the
It's
other
like
game?
the
Other
rest
ones are
game.
dead.
You mean like Tekken? That's always happened in the world of Tekken. Every
But these
time
are
a new
different.
game
But
comes
these are
out,
di-
these are
different
different
games.
IPs.
they're different IPs, but it's the same company.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
So
not
that-
like
that's
Tekken
why people
6
treat it
and
like
So
that.
Tekken
that's like
7
saying
or
that's
Tekken
like saying
2.
Soul Calibur 4 replaces Tekken, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it was more like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Granted.
It's more like
But,
it.
but yeah, I mean, look, NRS has a very obvious cycle. They put up games out every 2 years. It's always even in like the same month, literally.
Yep.
So you completely over Mortal Kombat XL?
No, I love
Wait,
the game.
Mortal Kombat. What is that? Is that what is
I
Mortal
really like
Kombat XL?
MKX.
Never
Mortal
heard of-
Kombat XL has gone to the same planet that Nash has gone.
Yes. It is,
Remove
it
the
is
links
super
from
dead.
under it.
So let's just say, like, what if they came out with another combat pack? What if they pull the KI and say, hey, we're
Definitely
gonna
not
add
gonna
it?
do
Still
that.
no? What if they did though?
Then I would be surprised. I don't know. It'd be a weird universe. It's like a weird timeline. That NRS all of a sudden started doing
it's
that.
An alternate fact.
Those
Is that what it
DLC,
is?
those
It's
DLC
alternate facts,
characters, those DLC characters would all be broken, but
Yes.
not at Evo.
Yeah,
they'd be
yeah,
broken
that's
somewhere else.
So no, I really think that the way that the NRS scene works, which is unfortunate, but it
It's just the way
factually
it is.
works this way, is that when a new game comes out, everybody just believes the old one and it is super dead.
Yep.
So I don't think that MK should even been on that
Interesting.
list.
Okay. Well, apparently
ST, I also
everybody
don't really
else
think
on
so.
the planet except for 3 people agree with you, David.
Yeah.
So-
Like my actual favorite games on that are ST and MKX, but I don't think either one should have been there, to be honest. Yeah.
Rooting for KI and.
Yo, what if there's a tie though?
That's
Dude,
super
if that
unlikely, but-
happens, dude.
Down to
that'd
the
be
penny.
down
Oh,
to the
that'd be
penny.
sick.
I think you go with the one that has more donors.
Oh, is that how it works?
More people? Yeah.
More-
I think,
more
I-
humans.
I think-
Okay,
I think
alright,
that-
alright.
But what if that's tied?
Oh man, see
I'm
now you're just
I'm
getting into the
I'm
impossible.
I'm
Right?
kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, as if your first question wasn't already impossible.
And then he
Steve.
kind of like backed out of it and everything.
Yeah,
this
that's
guy
true.
Steve's a cheater.
Yeah.
I mean, look, El Trouble about ST. ST has been at Evo in many different situations. We have Tournaments of Legends. There's established side tournaments run by like you and other folks. And I don't really see the need for Evo to run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I feel like
That's why I
ST's
wouldn't.
gonna be there.
That's why I wouldn't.
We're gonna
promote
have
it,
a side
'cause, like,
tournament.
They're gonna be amazing. They're gonna have an amazing side tournament. Those guys are doing a fantastic job keeping their game alive. And in fact, yeah, I mean, I would. Like if I had to pick between ST and Vampire Savior being in that thing, like I would almost want Vampire Savior.
I think so too, just because it's less
just
less
because it
seen.
doesn't have that prominence, you know. And plus USF2 is coming out, which could change a lot of.
What do you think about it not even being on this list?
I'm happy.
It's the right call.
It was 100% the right call.
Can you imagine them up there playing for 10
I
grand?
didn't want to wait for the rest of you guys to answer. I just wanted to say it. It's the right call.
Yeah, I
Nah,
agree.
man, I think that game's gonna be cool to be played in my house. Not,
I think it'll be cool when we're waiting at LAX for our flight.
I think it'll be.
I think it'd
dope
be
then.
sick when you gotta take a dump and you gotta go play.
Dude, can you imagine if you were playing someone online and you're both taking a dump at the same time?
Oh, is there
Like-
voice chat?
Yeah, dude, it'd be like
Take this
it'd be like
deep
a dump.
Oh, God.
It's like a dump.
These
match,
apple
like
cores
instead
are
of a
moving
money
through me,
match,
man.
it's like a-
Never,
it's like-
ever touch David's Switch controllers. For the record,
Don't
never
do it.
go near them. The amount of bacteria.
I got a special pot stick. Come on.
Okay,
A
so
pot stick, I call it.
let's take a break.
The
'cause
stream's gone to
this
the
is-
toiler.
This is the stream
toiler.
is now playing USF2 right now because it is taking a dump.
Oh,
so let's
no.
What
take
about
let's take a
the?
break, and when we come back,
Sunday?
we'll talk about Sunday.
We'll do that.
Okay. When we come back, we will talk about Sunday. We will be right back, guys. We will be right back.
Kind of Neanderthal are you?